To everyone in those TikTok comments clowning us, here's what I have to say to you. Fuck you, eat shit, you fucking dorks. I'm here to have a good time. I don't even watch basketball clowning me for my picks. Go outside, touch grass, because I know you haven't gone outside in 2 fucking weeks since March Madness started. Eat shit, I don't care.
I'm gonna be a little bit less hate filled with mine. Nah, we can't even
His
hear
mic's
him
fucked
anymore.
up.
I was about to say, can't even hear him anymore.
That is such an intro clip if I've ever seen one.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Swirl.
All right, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the Scratch That podcast, where we scratch the surface of all things sports. Mainly basketball and baseball. Football's in the off season, but we have a lot of news for baseball today. We have honestly a decent amount of news for basketball with March Madness and the playoffs approaching. But if you guys are okay again, I kind of want to start off with baseball. I have a lot of news today for baseball.
Fuck yeah.
Opening day.
Let's fucking
Yeah, let's start.
Opening day. The season's underway. And I want to kick off with the opening night. It was on Wednesday. And the Yankees and Giants series kicked off on Netflix. That night, Yankees won 7-0. It was
Aaron Judge was in postseason form.
Postseason form. 0 for 4. I didn't even write that
Over
in
five,
the
five
0 for 4.
or 4 strikeouts.
0 for 5 and 4 strikeouts.
Postseason form, baby. We're ready.
Dude, I was messaging Timmick. I was pissed. I was like, and the thing is I thought about it, and if the Yankees can win 7-0 when Judge does that, I'll take those wins, because last year I was on the opposite end of the spectrum where I was like hoping that we would get wins and not just have Judge the only hitter in the lineup, basically. So honestly, it is what it is. His only 2 hits of the year, he's like 2 for 13. Both of
Let's
his hits
go!
are home runs.
Postseason form, baby.
Yeah, fucking A, man. But yeah, it was their first road opening day win shutout since 1967. So good for the Yankees. One thing I want to mention about this game specifically, not going to get into like the specific highlights, other than Netflix, it was their first ever MLB broadcast, and it was honestly below average. You can consider it even worse. There was at one point when they interviewed the Giants manager, and while they were interviewing the manager, the first ever ABS challenge happened where Jose Caballero was up at the plate. He got it wrong. It was called a strike, and he thought it was a ball, and ended up confirming it was a strike. But Netflix just did a terrible job, not only with that, but just like the score bug, like completely disappearing throughout some of the game and stuff. Like, I don't know. Do you guys think that like Netflix has the potential to do more? Because there are a couple games later in the year scheduled for Netflix, but what do you guys just think of in general about Netflix streaming baseball games?
No, I didn't get to see it. But would you say it was worse than Apple TV?
Yeah.
Really? Apple TV
For
is
this specific
like,
one, yeah.
really bad.
Apple TV isn't the best, but
I feel like
this one was
Netflix
bad.
live streaming capabilities are inherently terrible, and it's mostly due to how the platform is built underneath.
No, wait,
right?
Hold on. I do want to kind of argue that a little bit. So, I'm a WWE fan, and they do live streaming for Monday Night Raw. And okay, shut up, first of all, Brett. They actually do a really good job with that, I will say. Maybe give them a
As far as
break only because
quality?
the first one. Yeah, no, they do a good job with it on Netflix. So
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're still working out the infrastructure to handle like live stream baseball games, because obviously a WWE event live stream is a little bit different in terms of like camera setups and requirements than baseball.
And also just sheer amount of people watching.
Yeah, I mean, there probably is a difference in the viewership. But like, I don't know. I assume that like, yeah, if they get more chances, it'll probably get better. But I think right now, like, it's gonna be rough out of the start. I mean, we saw how the first couple of Nickelodeon games when Nickelodeon was doing football games, right? Those things were like laggy as hell.
Yeah, but
They
then
were
you had
big.
like the Toy Story broadcast. Like, fuck yeah, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, watching Woody take it to the house, that goes hard as fuck. Monsters Inc. Mike Wazowski head ass. But like obviously, the first stream is bound to have problems. I think for sure it'll get better the longer they have um to kind of adjust and tweak and stuff. But I think for the first one, yeah, it was bound to be shit. The second one's probably gonna be a little better, but
Yeah,
that's
I
about
think
it.
they do have the potential to improve their streams because even the Christmas stream for football was honestly pretty solid. Like that was like the first couple I'm sure for football I didn't watch, but this last one when like what was it, the Lions that played or something, I remember watching that game and honestly that was a solid stream. So I think there is potential, and I think I just hate how the first game ended up being a Yankees game just as a fan, but it is what it is. But moving on, want to highlight some rookies that popped off on opening day. There were not just one, two, but there were like a good five or six that just did very well in their first ever MLB games. But the ones I want to highlight are Kevin McGonigal for the Tigers. He was like the 37th overall pick in the 2023 draft. He went 4 for 5 in his debut. Now, I can't tell you the last time someone got 4 hits in their debut. So, like, honestly, good for them. I know it's just one game, but the Tigers, I mean, with Scooble probably leaving, they're gonna need some more guys and some more prospects. Like Max Clark, he had a shit spring training, but him and McGonigal and some other rookies are gonna be added to that team. So we'll see. Um, Next one, Chase DeLauder for the Guardians. He not only had the best performance out of the rookies, but probably he's been the hottest hitter in baseball in the first 4 games of the season, or 3 games actually. Sorry, 4 meaning 4 home runs. He had 4 home runs in his first 3 games with a multi-home run game on opening day. Um, Again, couldn't tell you the last time a rookie, and it wasn't his first. It was his, I believe it was his first MLB game, like opening day, like regular season game. I can't talk, but he was one of those few players in history that had a playoff start before an actual regular season start. And I want to get your thoughts on that and like whether the Guardians like that was a good decision by them, or because you don't see that happening a lot. Like you don't see Aaron Judge's first at bat ever in a division series game, or it was a wild card series game. But yeah, what do you guys think of that just in general? People playing their first game in in the fucking playoffs. That's crazy to me.
I mean,
I would
those
never do
teams
that
have
as
to
a
have a
manager.
lot of confidence in them. A
Yeah,
lot of
like
confidence.
I get the circumstances could be different. I again, I didn't look into the Guardian situation, but the fact that like they started him, and again, it probably was like a maybe someone was injured, blah blah blah. But again, like I mean, like you said, Squire, it has to do with being like, hey, you're the guy. I guess you're the starting center fielder. So we'll see if he continues his hot streak. But
I mean, if you think they're good enough, right? Get them out there,
yeah,
Yeah.
might as well.
get them
Um,
experience.
yeah, and that goes along with some other rookies like JJ Weatherholt for the Cardinals. He's the number 5 overall prospect in the MLB. He did all right. I don't have his like. There wasn't anything too noteworthy. Carson Bench for the Mets hit a home run in his debut. So yeah, just like a lot of rookies doing very well overall. There wasn't any for the Yankees. Squire, were there any for the Phillies? Like I don't want to miss any like highlights from either of our teams,
Um,
like for rookie wise. But we'll get into more.
Crawford. I'll get. Well, not. I guess he's technically.
We could talk
I
about Crop.
mean,
I don't
no,
know.
yeah,
Did
he
he?
came. It's his first year on the opening roster, or on the 40-man roster. Um, he had some great catches. He actually had one where it was up against the wall. He had a jump for it, and he actually caught it. Came down with it. That game they lost, but got his first MLB hit. I think the first game he actually got a nice little single. Um,
Cool.
I like Crawford. I really do. I thought they should have called him up last year. Especially instead of uh, fucking Johan. Oh my God. Um, gosh. I really
R.I.P.
like Crawford though. I really, really like Crawford. I think Crawford's gonna do something special with the Phillies.
So, for those of you who don't know, Justin Crawford is the son of former MLB player Carl Crawford, who was pretty solid for the Rays back in the day, stole a lot of bases, honestly had a pretty, like, couple 300 average seasons. So, now his son is in the big leagues for the Phillies and doing well. Hopefully, he can
Definitely an
replicate
upgrade in
his
center field.
father's
Nothing
career. Yeah.
against nothing against Marsh, but man, we needed that upgrade, and honestly, I think it's a big upgrade.
You think so?
Oh yeah. I think it's a bigger upgrade than what we had last year. Outfield definitely diminished a little bit, but the whole team's starting to diminish. I think we're past our prime. We're done. But
We'll
what are you
see.
gonna do?
We will see moving forward. Um, Another thing I want to highlight for opening day, certain aces that did very well in their first start of the season: Max Fried, Chris Sanchez, Taylor Rogers, Garrett Crochet, Jacob Mizorowski, and Tariq Skubal all did very well, pretty much as expected for them. It's the type of start you expect your best pitcher on the team to do on opening day, and that's what they did. Um,
I do want to talk about Christopher Sanchez real quick. Um, I was just like I was a little nervous with him coming back into the season because he had an amazing year. Saw solidified himself as the number one with Wheeler being injured, which actually Wheeler actually had his AAA debut, which is great, and he actually did a good job down there for his rehab. Um, but Sanchez first game amazing. I mean, I was a little worried that he wasn't gonna have the same type of year. I think he's gonna have an amazing year this year. It's the relief pitching that's really gonna kill. Had a 5-0 ball game going into the ninth. They let up 3 runs and made it a close game in that first game. But
was
Sanchez,
Duran on
man.
the mound?
No, he came in and saved the game. No, he had to
Uh,
come in and
so it
actually
was
get a
like
save.
Banks and Romano. I forget who's
I
the
forget
goalie.
who it was. I'm not gonna lie to you, but
Or
like
Strom, dude. Fucking Strom.
5-0 going into the ninth, make it a 5-3 ball game, and talking about Duran, he is now the first Phillies closer to ever save a game on opening day for the Phillies
Mm.
ever, and it shouldn't even have happened. Should not even have happened.
Should have been, yeah, a blowout. Or not a
Yep.
blowout, but a non-safe situation.
Yep.
So, yeah. So, yeah, those are some of the aces that popped off. I want to highlight one ace that just fucking did so bad, and it was arguably the worst start of his career. Squire's buddy Paul Skeens, man, I mean, couldn't even get out of the first inning. I'm going to read the stat line for you. 2 and a third
Read that
inning,
for me.
5 earned runs, a strikeout, 4 hits, 2 walks.
Throwing heat.
Yeah.
Throwing heat.
Rough.
Oh,
Rough
man.
first
Crazy.
game. I mean, to be fair though, all the players that played in like the WBC kind of struggled for the most part.
What do you mean? Aaron Judge is literally in his prime right now.
Yeah, Logan Webb, he did bad against the Yankees' first start. He got a
What
point,
the face
Squire.
doing Baywatch? So like he was probably distracted or something. He just
Yeah,
wasn't.
dude.
He was like, "Why am I even playing today? Oh, I could be fucking watching Baywatch for fun."
No, I will say though, I do like his response to the bad game. He said that he's happy it at least happened and now he could get it out of the way instead of waiting for a bad game. So hopefully he just does better. He will. He's a really good pitcher, man.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
suck though.
What's his Cy
yeah,
Young chances though?
yeah.
He
And
could
I read a thing where like
get it back.
I think he's had and he needed to average this amount of like earned runs or Ks in a start, or actually it was earned runs in order to have an ERA under 2 after his first start. The rest of the season, because if you average about 32 starts a year, I forget what the stats were, but it's just one bad start. So I mean, he still has a very high chance of winning the Cy Young, but
Yeah,
it was
he'll
just
His,
get
tough
it.
his,
to
ER,
watch from someone
his
like him.
ERA is what, like 25 after that game?
No, it was 65.
Oh.
I just looked it
Yeah,
up. Man.
at one point in the season, Paul Skeens was the worst pitcher and Aaron Judge was the worst hitter. Who would have thought? Because last year, debatably, it was the other way around. Um, so yeah, those were the starting pitching news for opening day. Now, one of the big things that happened on opening day was we talked about earlier the first ABS challenge, although it wasn't successful. This one I'm about to talk about was successful. First time in MLB history that a ball was switched over to a strike. It was Mets against O'Neill Cruz. It was a 3-2 pitch. And they're like, oh, it was a walk? Nope, scratch that. Strike 3. Have a seat. So, yeah. This is the new era of baseball where umpires are, they're there, but like again, we can switch those wrong calls and make them right. And I was talking to Squire off camera about this, but there was a thing where with Suarez from the Reds where like it was like 3 straight pitches were overturned because
Yeah.
what was it, CB Buckner, like he's just so awful, and it's finally like the system is finally showing it. Like
He was awful that whole entire game too, because he not only did that to the Reds, but then later on with Trevor Story, he fucked up a call against Trevor Story. He called, I think like he didn't even check swing, like he held his bat back and he called it. He said that he went, and he didn't even check it down to the first base umpire. He just called it. So then Cora got ejected because he came out and argued for his player. When at the umps needed to be held accountable at one point. We like that.
but yeah, that was the ABS, and it's going to continue, and we'll see how it goes. In other news, we have some new thread players: Pete Alonso, Alex Bregman, Kyle Tucker, and company making their debut with their new teams. Honestly, haven't really followed those 3 specifically and others, but just the idea of like the big signings in the offseason, starting their season with their new teams. So just keeping an eye out for that, see how they do. I think Bregman hit a home run. That's the only thing I heard out of those 3, so we'll see.
Wait, real quick, Nick.
Yeah.
To your left,
hmm
is that an Epson EcoTank ET 2800?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a little
Okay.
weird that you got it right on the fucking dot, but okay.
I was just curious.
Why?
That's a Best Buy manager guy. You can identify printers by sight.
I just saw it there.
Brett he has a knack for those things. Like
That's
even if
fucking
it's-
crazy.
Even if
I'm
it's
not gonna
like,
lie. What the fuck?
even if there's a little bit blur on your camera,
Do
you
you
could
know,
be like,
you know
oh,
what's funny? Do you know how
What
I knew?
the-
I can tell you how I knew.
How?
So if
It's
you
sold
look
on
if you look at the printer, you see the screen in the middle.
Yeah.
It has 2 buttons to the left. One's a power button. I forget what the other button is. And then it has the
Home
buttons to
button.
the right of it. Oh, it's a home button. Then it has the buttons to the right of it for like up, left, down, right, and all that shit. Yeah.
Yep.
That's how I know.
This is how you get to be a Best Buy manager, by the way.
Yeah,
you know your
dude.
printers inside out. Epson
Well,
printers.
I saw the compartments on the bottom right for the liquid ink, and I was like, oh, that could be like one of like 200 different models. And I just saw the buttons there. I was like, oh, it's that one.
man,
Fucking
That's
wild. I'm not gonna lie. Like, what the fuck? I was thinking once he said to my left, I'm like, uh-oh, what's to my left? I was like, uh-oh.
So, anyways, in other news, Tyler O'Neill had one of the most impressive streaks in baseball where, like, 6 straight opening days he hit a home run. Well, that ended the streak this year. So, I mean, very impressive streak. Like, imagining starting off your season with a home run, like, best way you can start off your season, honestly. So, good for
Aaron
him
Judge could never.
for that streak. Yeah, I mean, for fucking, he'll have a streak of striking out 4 times each year. Mike Trout, home run in his first 2 games.
Happy
Is he
for him.
back,
Hopefully
guys?
he
I
does
don't
well.
know. Is he?
It's not
If he's
say
gonna
that.
get injured?
Yeah, he's back for the first 8 days of the season before he
I was gonna say.
trips and falls and snaps his ankle in half.
I was gonna
Really?
say, last year he started off really hot too, if we remember.
He's probably gonna go home tomorrow and get hit by a car.
Okay.
Oh, the odds aren't likely on that one. Probably like
Well, it's
plus
Mike Trout.
10,000 for that
Well,
one.
he's gonna get hurt in a very unique way.
Isn't he out in LA?
Yeah. Closer to
Yeah,
Anaheim.
they don't even like drive cars out there.
Yeah, but
You can go back
yeah,
to
Mike
baseball.
Trout. Mike Trout. I mean, I don't think he's back. I think he's due. I want him to succeed, and I want him to go back to his. I want him to make the playoffs, but I don't think that's happening. So
Isn't he old now? He's like
he's like in
30,
his
right?
yeah, he's in his like 30s now. So he's gonna be riding with the Angels the rest of his career if he already hasn't ridden already. So
I mean,
it
he
is
kind
what
of
it
did
is.
rot, but
yeah.
They legit
And
ruined
then
the best player in MLB. Like it's kind of crazy.
he had a lot of potential. You can compare him to like Ken Griffey Ken Griffey Jr. with all the potential that he had, like, but just the
Think about it. If he
injuries.
just pulled a Shohei, imagine how many World Series he would fucking have. If he pulled a Shohei and just dipped when he had the
And went to
chance.
like the other LA team.
Just
Yeah,
any team, any other team, he would have been fine with. Any other team.
Squire has a point because the Angels have the longest streak without making the playoffs. So literally any other team, like,
I don't even
but
hate
yeah,
the Angels either. That's the thing. Like I kind of like them. They're cool. But man, any other team, he would have fucking won multiple World Series with.
okay.
even those White Sox.
He
I
probably
can't
would have
even
revitalized them. Fuck
scroll.
yeah, he probably would have.
I can't even scroll on my notes because there's over
Oh.
300 pages.
Yeah, because Brett like literally broke the document. Jesus, dude.
I can do this
Revert.
by memory. It doesn't even matter.
So I'm still gonna revert.
It's 420
Yeah, so-
pages.
Oh my god, he did. I clicked on it, it's black screened. What the fuck did we do here, Brett?
It's not black screen for me. I just scrolled, and
But it's
every
working
action I
fine for
do
me.
takes an extra 5 seconds.
It's working.
Yeah,
fine
I
for
know
me.
what he did. Unfortunately, I cannot say it. Dude, oh my
Yeah.
god, you shattered this document. Yeah,
It's alright.
No, we're
you
back.
gotta fix it, bro.
No, we're back.
What do
We're
you
back. We're back. We're back.
Yeah, it's working.
Okay. Oh my god, I think I think
Can I
my
take over this
computer's
one,
gotta
Matt?
crash.
You mind if I take this one over with
Yeah.
Eugenio Suarez?
Yeah.
Eugenio Suarez is back with the Reds, and he is killing it. Actually, talking it like we just said before, he was the one that did the ABS challenge, back-to-back pitches, fucked the ump over. I think though after the two things, he then grounded out into just a ground out. But then I know he had in the one game he had a nice home run, and it seems like he's actually killing it with the Reds again. I believe today he actually had a pretty good game if I was looking at something correctly. But no, it seems like he's doing really good with the Reds. Might actually help revitalize that Reds team a little bit because I know they're not even supposed to be good. But
Yeah,
you
I
know.
mean, even though they were a playoff team last year, they got stomped by the Dodgers in the first round, and like it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
So
They won back-to-back games against the Red Sox. They won back-to-back games.
yeah, that's a
And
good point.
yeah. And he had the late game heroics against the Red Sox. He that home run and everything like that. He actually seems to be killing it. Seems to really be killing it right now, which is good. Clutch home run. They were actually down. He had an 0-2 count, and that home run actually gave them the lead, which helped them win that game. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad he's back with the Reds. On the Mariners, it was just tough because that's like an AL. I don't want to say the Mariners are an AL East rival to the Yankees, but just seeing him in the AL in general, I'm just like, I didn't like him there because if the Yankees played the Mariners last year, I would have to watch him fucking probably hit a walk-off home run in the ALCS. I don't know. So I'm glad he's on the Reds. Speaking of walk-off home runs, we had a couple in these first 3 games. The biggest one being Dom Smith's walk-off grand slam. I honestly, this was one player I didn't even know he switched teams. He's on the Braves now, and yeah,
Braves.
first game with the Braves. See you later, grand slam. So, yeah, that was pretty cool to see. Another one that was cool to see was Luis Robert on his new team, walk-off home run for the Mets.
fuck the Mets.
So, Pirates, another loss for them.
How come the NL East is having a lot of fun, except the Phillies?
Oh,
I don't even know what the Nationals are
another
doing.
NL East team was the Marlins walk-off home run by Owen Kayase.
I don't even know what the Nationals are doing, but
I
they're
mean-
probably having more fun than fucking Phillies here. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Dude, you gotta get on that. Gotta get on the fun train.
God.
But yeah, Marlins are undefeated. They're leading the NL East right now, and they have the best record in baseball.
They always do this though, to be fair. They always have like a little good stint and then they just go downhill like very
Yeah,
quickly.
then they'll be last in the NL East.
Yeah.
Probably fourth to last. Nationals will be
So,
last. But
it's gonna be the normal NL East. The Mets are gonna Met, the fucking Marlins will Marlin, and I think it'll probably be between the Phillies and the Braves this year, I bet you.
I don't think the Mets are gonna Met. I think they're winning the NL East. That's a hotter
So-
Really?
take, but yeah. I think the Mets win the NL East. Phillies will still make a wild card spot.
They're gone.
But the Braves are not making the playoffs, so
You don't think so?
no, because
They were banged
Like,
up last year.
they were
That's
banged
really all
up.
that was wrong with them.
But like even with their team now, it's just like it's still just not the same team. I think their window has kind of expired, and I get that they have people like Drake Baldwin and Eli White, like all these like rookies and like they did get Robert Suarez. Like they they got some additions and stuff. Jonah Heim, I think, is a backup catcher to like Sean Murphy, but like I don't know. I still don't think they're strong.
You know where it
enough
really
to,
just went downhill for them
and then at least
is when they let Freddie Freeman go. That's legit where it all went downhill for them.
But the thing is like they like 2022 and 2023, like they were like people had them winning the World Series. Like when because they got Matt Olson in return. And it's like
Yeah.
Matt Olson for Freddie Freeman, that's pretty much an even trade. Although
I don't
Freddie
know,
Freeman's
though.
better, but like Matt Olson played every single day for them. He's like one of those guys. He's like like literally the modern day Cal Ripken. He hasn't missed a game since like 04. 04 meaning like I don't know 2018, but like I don't know. Point being, like the Braves, yeah, it's been downhill for them, but like they had their chance in the playoffs, but Phillies beat them, so they cannot beat the Phillies. Strider
Attaboy.
sucks against the Phillies.
Attaboy.
Yeah. Speaking of the Phillies, I want to switch these 2 points around. Yeah, Squire, you want to talk about Alec Boehm and how his
Homer.
dad's
Sorry.
fucking siphoning his money and shit?
Yeah, that was a little bit of a shocker. They're using his image to get large amounts of monies, large amounts of money.
of monies.
Uh, so
hate
now is gonna sue them. You know, it's unfortunate to see stuff like that, especially with families. But I mean, also if you're gonna use his image without even like letting him know,
Holding him.
you
Yeah.
know, kind of deserve it. You know,
I think it's
like I don't blame
think
him.
it's so fucked up that it's his family doing it. Like
It
if it was
happens
his
like that though
agent,
recently, dude. Like
you
the
know, if it was
family is the one to turn on
yeah,
them.
they're just greedy.
Yeah. And I bet he's probably helped them out too. And if not, there's probably some bad blood between them, I bet you.
I was gonna say he probably just hates his family, and then I feel even less bad for them.
So I don't know. I mean, it stinks to hear, but also like good for him if they're definitely in the wrong. So
I mean,
good
he'll
for
win
him.
that. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did it a home run the day the news broke, which I thought was funny. So yeah,
I
we'll
could see
see
that
what
too.
happens from there. We'll keep you guys updated if something transpires with that. But in other news, one of the best second basemen in the league, Nico Horner, got a 6-year deal with the Cubs, so he'll be pretty much a lifelong Cub with PCA. I kind of like that deal because they were I don't know if they let Nico walk, that would have probably been the start of the Cubs' downfall, and that's with Alex Bregman being on the team and like all of these new signings in the offseason. So I don't know. Nico Horner is like one of the core pieces of that team, so nice to see that he got a deal there. Speaking of a
Yeah,
former
definitely well
Cub,
deserved.
yeah. Speaking of a former Cub, Jason Hayward. I don't know when his last game played was, but he officially announced his retirement the other day. Very solid player. Like he was honestly very fun to watch for the Braves, the Cubs. I think he had a stint with the Padres. Like overall, I
He
mean, very very nice career.
Definitely the Cardinals.
is he
Cardinals.
like a
Remember him with
good,
the Cardinals.
not great player?
I say he's a pretty solid player. Like
I,
Yeah.
I, I
overall.
was
Yeah, he
gonna
was
say
good.
I haven't heard of him.
Not like your franchise
Which
guy, but a
doesn't
good
say
player.
much, to be honest. If I haven't
Wait,
heard of
who?
him.
Nico?
Brett, no, I'm
No.
curious what Brett thinks of him.
Who?
Don't say
Nico?
anything.
Hayward.
I'm curious what Brett
Yeah.
thinks.
Nico Horner. I had him on
No,
my fantasy
Jason
team in
Hayward.
2020.
Jason
I don't care
Hayward.
about Jason Hayward. I like Nico Horner.
Got it. Just checking.
I used to call him the horny man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last couple of things for baseball. Want to highlight a couple scratch stats around the league. Jackson Churio, 10-day IL with a left hand fracture, so scratch the idea of him playing anytime soon. And then Jacob deGrom was going to pitch against the Phillies. Scratch that. I really hope that's not another injury for him, because if so, then he may be done for his career. There's no way he's going to be out for the season and then come back in 27. Nah, he's done. Like, Verlander's done after this year. Scherzer, I think, has like 1 or 2 more years in him, believe it or not. And then DeGrom, if he stays healthy, probably is another like 3 or 4 years. He's going to be the longest out of those 4. Well, I say 4 as in Kershaw. You got to, even though he's officially done. But yeah, DeGrom, I don't know exactly what the injury is, but yeah, he was supposed to pitch against the Phillies, and they took him out the morning of. So I don't know what that's about.
I saw something.
Yeah, but to end off the baseball segment, I want a quick prediction of the World Series matchup and winner from each of you guys. Squire, what do you think?
AL. I think Mariners overcome it and they go to the World Series. NL. Oh man. I don't know. NL. I feel like Dodgers are here to ruin baseball, honestly. I think it might be Dodgers. And I think Dodgers three-peat, unfortunately.
Brett?
I don't think they get it done against the Mariners.
Who do I think wins?
Or they do get it done.
Matchup and winner.
Oh, dude. I don't fucking know. Probably the fucking Dodgers again, dude.
Who do you think they play?
Does it matter?
You could choose an AL team, make it interesting.
It doesn't fucking matter. Dude, they can play anyone, they're gonna win. Fucking spend
Are you
$3 billion on your team. Like, who fucking cares?
Are you saying no one in the AL can compete with the Dodgers?
No.
I don't think anybody in baseball could compete with the Dodgers, to be fair.
Maybe Venezuela.
Did you guys forget that the Blue Jays like almost beat them in the World Series last year?
Almost doesn't count, though.
Multiple times.
And also the
too.
Dodgers got better, though.
Like the
That's the
Rojas
thing.
home run, if that didn't happen, and then Ernie Clement almost like putting one out, and then Pages running in the Kike, like that was a fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's
way to end that
crazy.
inning.
And then the Dodgers proceeded to spend another like $2 billion in free agency. So like, who cares? Who cares? Move on. Next, Dodgers by $1 million. Like I don't
I
care
care.
anymore. Into the lockout we go.
White,
Fuck it. Who
what do you
cares?
think?
I'm gonna go bold here. I'm gonna say Orioles versus Tigers with the
Hold on, that's two. Hold on, that's
winning
2.
in
No, hold on,
7.
hold on. That's 2 AL teams.
Okay, then let's go the Nationals
Oh,
with
gosh,
the Orioles
that's
winning in
really,
7.
really bold.
After Bryce Harper and Trey Turner get traded back.
Oh man.
Just as
Yeah.
is, no current changes to the rosters.
So
Okay.
my prediction is gonna be the same prediction that's been the last 10 years. Yankees, Dodgers, Yankees winning 6. One day that will happen exactly. So we'll see. It's this year.
I believe. I think you
In
got
2024, I was right with the matchup, and then I was wrong with the outcome. So we'll see. But with that, that's the end of baseball. I know that was long. So
it. That means it's time.
we're
It means
officially
that,
done
you
for
know you're
basketball.
due.
That was 41
Yeah.
minutes.
There's a lot of baseball, though, to be fair.
Bum, bum, bum. Basketball time. I was excited. We got like some exciting things to happen. However, you know, obviously March Madness is the most relevant thing right now. So I first want to offer the chance for you three to apologize to the nice people of
Nope.
TikTok.
Nope. Fuck them.
For your
Fuck 'em.
predictions.
Fuck them.
You guys were getting clowned pretty hard, to be
Yeah,
fair, in the comments,
'em.
and I didn't think it was super deserved. But you know,
Fuck 'em.
obviously after after this weekend's games and results, I guess
Matt,
we can't really.
I
argue.
want you to. I want to make sure this goes into TikTok. Okay. I need you to make sure this goes into TikTok. You could censor me if you need to.
It's got
To
90 overall
to
Yamamoto.
everyone in those TikTok comments clowning us, here's what I have to say to you. Fuck you, eat shit, you fucking dorks. I'm here to have a good time. I don't even watch basketball clowning me for my picks. Go outside, touch grass, because I know you haven't gone outside in 2 fucking weeks since March Madness started. Eat shit, I don't care.
I'm gonna be a little bit less
Make sure that goes
hate
in
filled
there.
with mine.
I need you to
Nah,
make sure
we
that
can't
goes
even
in
His
hear
there.
him
mic's
anymore.
fucked up.
I was about to say, can't even hear him anymore.
That is such an intro clip if I've ever seen one.
Hold on.
What was I
hold on.
gonna say?
Can you hear me now?
Still no. Okay,
You're
no, we
so
can.
fucked, dude.
No,
You
that's
fucked that up
better.
so
Better
bad,
than it
dude.
was.
What
How about now? How about now?
You're good. You're good.
Okay.
It was just a little.
Make sure that goes in there. Censor it if you need to. I want them to see that, and we're gonna act them in the comments.
What were we? Hold on. What were we getting clowned on specifically? Saying that Michigan State will win it all?
Yeah,
or-
Squire. In the comments on TikTok, there were
Yeah.
mostly people hating on you saying Michigan State, and then there were a
A
couple
lot of
on
people.
the Duke take.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of
You
people.
act,
hated
they
Michigan
act
State.
like fucking an upset has never happened in fucking real time. Like what the fuck is wrong with people?
But to be fair, the Duke
And I'm
losing
gonna
to
be
UConn was
fucking
not an
biased,
upset.
you fucking idiots. Of course I'm gonna be fucking biased. Are you fucking dumb? You think I actually fucking believe my team was gonna win it all? No, I'm fucking biased because I love my fucking team, you fucking dumbasses. Holy fuck.
Flashback to Nick. I'm gonna be a little bit nicer.
Fucking idiots. God
Okay.
forbid somebody who actually likes their team and believes in their team. Holy
I
fuck.
just
Okay, well, let's talk about some facts now. You guys got that off your chest. Unless Matt, you want to say anything to the people of
no,
TikTok.
I just want to say, like, I wish the people that commented would have responded back to me when I asked them,
Yeah,
oh,
that's fair.
what team did you have? Because if they had UConn or they had UConn literally, because they beat Michigan State and
Duke,
Duke.
yes.
Part of me thinks that all of those people were UConn fans. So I don't know. Those people, please comment back. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, Will at Daunt Axis.
Okay,
Fuck you,
okay.
buddy. Fuck you.
Okay.
Fuck you. Yeah, you.
Okay,
This
let's-
guy right here.
let's-
Eat
all right.
shit.
All right, let's rein it in.
Listen, I don't hate individual. I get it. If you're a UConn fan, of course you're gonna make fun of it. I get it. I get it. You're sticking up for your team. But also, if you're not and you're a fan of a team that got eliminated, you could just really fuck off. You're fucking dumb.
LOL, MSO.
And all those
MSU
Duke
and
fans,
Duke,
you
are
can't
y'all
talk shit.
high?
Again, if you're a Duke fan, you can't talk shit now. You really can't.
Okay, so
Anyways,
let's talk about some of the results from those games.
Yeah, let's talk
The first
about
one the first one I want to talk about is actually not one that anyone necessarily had anything on, which was Arizona and Purdue. Now I had a bet with a coworker that Purdue does not leave the Elite Eight, and this was done before the tournament had started. I actually thought they were going to lose in the Sweet 16. They should have lost to Texas, but they got that tip in. And then they got smacked by Arizona. I mean, they did not look at all like they had the earlier in the tournament. So I don't know if they were off that day or if Arizona's just that good. Obviously, Arizona ended up going on, and they're going to play Michigan. And if Arizona wins that, we'll see if they're really a competitive number one. And then on that same side of the bracket, today's result, Michigan and Tennessee played, and that one was over 5.5 minutes into the game. It was 39-15. Very early on, game was over. Final score ended up being almost a 30. I think it was 33 or something, 35.
holy shit.
Yeah, it was 95-62 was the final score of that game. So we are going to have 2 number 1 seeds play in the Final Four, Michigan and Arizona. We'll come back to that because I do want to get your guys' thoughts on that. And then obviously Michigan State and UConn was 67. 63? It was like a 4-point game,
That's a
something
close
like
game.
that.
Close game, right?
Michigan State looked good for most of that game. UConn just hung in with them. Michigan State had a much more balanced offense. I think they had like 6 people, 5 people maybe in double digit scoring. And then UConn had oh, what's his name? Like Terrace Reed. He dropped 20.
Tough cheat.
But so honestly, I'll say what I said to you guys right in our group chat when that result came through. I actually don't think Nick taking Michigan State was a crazy play. If they
Appreciate it.
get through UConn, right? I mean, they're playing Duke, which is a tough matchup, but I thought Duke was one of the most beatable 1 seeds in the tournament this year. So I think realistically, Michigan State beats UConn and they have a path to the finals. Um, Now, would they beat Illinois? I don't know, but I think they would have matched up well. And then obviously Duke and UConn played today, and that one was electric. I don't know who watched it live, Matt. I know you said you didn't, but you saw the replay of it.
I did watch the first half while I was eating, and then I went upstairs thinking the game was over and Duke was going to win because they were up by
Yep.
like so much. And then I'll let you continue with the rest.
Yeah, so again, this is exactly what I talked about last week when we were talking about our predictions for the Elite Eight. Duke tends to let teams just hang around in the second half, and UConn chipped away at the lead. They got within 2, and then obviously had a disaster of final play for Duke. That inbound, they got it in, and then they struggled to get it up the court. 8 seconds was, ticking down, and they threw to the center where there was a clear trap happening. I mean, you saw 3 of UConn's players converge on the middle, and Boozer threw a just heave pass trying to get it over the top. It got deflected. UConn takes it, and they're able to get a 35-footer off. Now, obviously, you don't make those all the time, but like, what an electric moment with 0.3 left on the clock. Right near the logo, little off center, and down goes Duke, who once again proved that they perennially choke. They always have really talented young teams, but they can never get over that hill in recent years. So I think it was the expected result. They continued to fall apart in the second half.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys have anything on it.
I just want to say they did switch it to 0.4 for the last play. I still
Sure.
wasn't going to do anything. So like when they inbound the ball, typically what happens when it's a close game like that is you inbound the ball and you just take the foul. Because if you think about it, if you have 8 seconds to inbound the ball, within those 8 seconds, the other team's going to foul you. But for some reason, instead of taking the foul with how many seconds left, they just decided to get the ball inbounded as fast as they could. And that's fine. Like, you could take that risk, but like, you have to do it in a way where you don't turn the fucking ball over. And the fucking the Boozer brother that is not well known, of course, threw the game away. Literally threw the fucking game away. So yeah, I just got pissed the way they inbounded the ball, and they shouldn't have even. They inbound the ball and then just stand there and take the foul.
You can't.
Like,
they don't have to foul you. You have to get it across half court. So the problem here's the problem. There was
but they were going to foul them though. There's no way
only once they crossed half court, because at a minimum they have 2 seconds and the ball on the half court side. Because if you don't cross half court, you get the ball right there on the inbound line past half court. So they would have had the ball with 2 seconds left where they could have run a full play. Now, obviously, like, do they make that a shot right in a 2-second play? No, but they can. They essentially get to draw up a play and get a shooter who they want to get the ball in the final 2 seconds. And 2 seconds in a basketball time, when you're on the side of the court that you want to be on to shoot the ball from, is a lot of time to get a lot of shot off. I mean, as you saw, right? They threw the ball. There was what 2.1 seconds or something when UConn took it over, and they managed to get an open three off from 35 feet and drill it. So they couldn't just wait for a foul. They had to advance the ball past half court. Once it got past half court, UConn would have fouled at that point because then Duke could have just held the ball. But they had to get it past half court.
I just think they still had enough time left before getting it past. Where in that time, if they decided to hold it, they probably would have fouled. And I don't know. I feel like either way, if they got it in cleanly, a foul would have happened, and I don't know. It would have been either a 3 or a 4-point game, and then who would have known? But I just think Duke still did a very bad job.
Yeah.
With what they did, but
you're right that the inbound pass slowed them down. The guy didn't catch the inbound cleanly. He caught it very deep in the corner, and then he immediately swung it back to the center, where they essentially didn't advance the ball, and 2 seconds had gone. So they had 6 seconds to go the rest of the way. They threw it to the middle and got a good chunk of the way, but then a trap came. He panicked and threw a bad pass, trying to go over his head. It was just, if he goes bounce pass there, the Duke probably comes away with it. But they didn't. They're not going on. Instead, we're gonna have UConn and Illinois in the Final Four. Illinois kind of demolished Iowa. It's not really a game worth talking about. It was 71-59. That game was over pretty quickly. But I am the only one left with a team in the bracket who's still there. I think Illinois can beat UConn. I don't think they match up that well against UConn, unfortunately. I think UConn does have a really well-balanced team. So it's going to be a tough one for Illinois if they want to go to the championship. But the more interesting matchup is the Michigan-Arizona matchup. And I want to get your guys' take on who you think's winning that one.
I'm going to go Zona.
I think Michigan wins it all, honestly, at this point. And that hurts me. I really think Michigan wins it all. And
I'm going to go Arizona to win it all. I can't wait for the takes on that. The fucking TikTok.
Brett?
And Brett.
Michigan or Arizona?
Oh, well, who are the other two? I don't like either of them. Fucking give me UConn.
Well, we were just talking about who's winning out of Arizona and Michigan.
Oh, I thought you just said who's winning it all.
No.
I
mean, we can talk about that if you want. Who you guys think?
Give me Iguodala.
Out of the Final Four? Arizona.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I'm still sticking with my pick of Illinois winning the championship. I don't know who you guys are. I assume, Nick, you're hopping on Michigan.
Yeah.
I'll go Arizona.
Unfortunately, I don't want to. Honestly, I do kind of hope UConn wins it all. That'd be kind of cool, but
Right, and Brett's UConn.
But I think
Chone Figgins.
I knew it was coming too. I was like, is he gonna say it all fucking podcast?
Sorry, I spent most of that time replying to a couple comments on the TikTok.
Jesus. All right, fair.
I can't wait to see after.
So now we're gonna move over to NBA news. It's actually funny because technically we know all the teams who are going to be in the play-in/playoffs. At this point, after the Bucks officially got eliminated from play-in contention.
Why is it even called the play-in? Like, just call it the wild card, like fucking NFL.
And
you have to play your way into the playoffs.
So does every team.
Yeah, but you technically don't make the playoffs. If you lose in the play-in, you didn't make the playoffs.
Okay, so are there wild card teams in the NBA?
No.
Okay, so it's just a wild card then.
Kinda.
That was just my question. I didn't know how the it's like
it's just to determine. So
it's
basically,
just less amount of games, right? Because it's only like one game, right? Or is it like
No,
3?
NBA playoffs are 7 games.
Well, the play-in. Isn't the play-in only
The play-in's
like...
only 1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was talking
it's
about.
double. It's
Buddy,
double
I know
elimination.
the NBA playoffs are 7 games.
Well, okay, it wasn't clear. But yeah, in an interesting, it's just interesting that there's still 7 games left in the season, and yeah,
That's it?
basically, yep. Next week is the last week of regular season games.
How's Embiid doing?
Not the Sixers are like hanging around. They're gonna make the play-in. That makes you feel
Nice.
better.
Embiid's gonna rip up the fucking court.
I don't think he is, but yeah, they're currently sitting 7.
Huge. I don't know why you have such a hate boner for Embiid.
He's just garbage.
No. He's the GOAT.
I just think he's like so fucking mid.
I don't know
I mean,
why
he-
you love him so much, Brett.
Because it's Joel
Yeah.
Embiid.
I don't know.
What?
Yeah, maybe if it was 2022, like if you said, "Oh, Joel Embiid,"
That's
but,
not
like,
even the year he won
2026 Joel
MVP.
Embiid?
Or wait, it might have been, was it?
I don't. What year was
No.
it, dude? I don't.
23.
fucking know. It wasn't even about that either way. I'm just saying that was the last time I remember him being.
I'll kind of
Solid.
tell you what. I'll kind of tell you why I dislike Embiid. How many games played do you think Embiid has this season?
24. I don't know. I was a random ass
Wah,
guess.
wah.
24.
When you're so
35.
good, it doesn't matter.
35. The Sixers literally haven't gone anywhere in the playoffs.
Well, yeah, because they haven't started yet.
How many finals has Joel Embiid won, Brett?
Man, rings are a team accomplishment.
Yeah. Okay. How many Defensive Player of the Years does Joel Embiid have?
How many MVPs?
How many MVPs should he have? None.
No, still one
None.
because he should have won it the year before. But okay.
Yeah.
No, fuck you.
He played 19 games the previous season, 39 games in 2023,
Yap.
51 games in 21, 51 games in 20, 31 games in 2016.
Dude, what the fuck is wrong with your hat?
What do you mean?
Why does it look like you have a fucking cone on your head? Like there's like a bump on it. Looks like someone like hit you with a
Right.
hammer. Yeah.
Oh, it's how the hat
Or is it
is.
just the way that it's angled when you're wearing it?
Yeah, I think it's just the hat, bro.
Oh.
There's like it
Wait,
comes
hold
to
on,
a point.
put the hat back on. The way that it's angled, it looks like you just have like a fucking bump on your head.
Oh, no. It's just the hat. You can see.
What is good golf?
It's a
We
golf brand.
talked about this last. Did we talk
Yeah.
about this last?
Did we
episode?
actually? I genuinely don't remember.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
genuinely
Yeah.
we
don't.
did.
I genuinely don't remember.
So, with the season winding down, there is one specific thing I want to talk about, season related, and then there's something future related that I want to talk about for basketball. So, Wemby or Shy? Who do we think's winning the MVP?
SGA.
Between, sorry,
Wemby or Shy?
Shy.
Brett?
Chone fit no Wembanyama.
So,
I just wanted it to be
this-
different.
The reason I specifically named those two players, by the way, is because of the top 4 finalists right now, those are the 2 who are going to remain eligible. Likely, when the season ends for the 65 game rule. Joel Embiid, or not Joel Embiid, sorry. Nikola Jokic can't miss a single game or else he will be ineligible. And he just suffered a ankle sprain. So he's likely going to miss a game. And then 2, Cade Cunningham, obviously he's going to be out the next 2 weeks with that collapsed lung. So he's going to be ineligible as well. Wemby can miss 2 games. while remaining eligible of the next 9. And Shy only needs to play in 3 games for the remainder of the season
Ooh,
to stay eligible.
What if someone gets a Mickey Mouse MVP because nobody else is eligible? Like who's like
That's
number
what I
7?
wanted to. That's what I wanted to talk about. So, like, let's assume worst case scenario: Shy suffers
shot.
a high ankle sprain
Okay.
and goes down until the playoffs start. And Wembenyama sits out 3 games because he's also dealing with some ankle soreness right now. And we'll follow the pattern where Jokic does indeed go down and Cade is out.
Luka.
It quite literally would probably be someone like no, Luka's not eligible. Luka missed too many games.
Bruh.
Yeah, who's even next then?
Chode.
It would be Jaylen Brown of the Celtics, who I think has had an incredible season, and people need to put respect on Jaylen Brown's name. I think he came out this season and proved that he is just as, if not more important to the Celtics than Jason Tatum is. He carried that team to the 2nd seed this year while Tatum was out with that ACL. He's been absolutely phenomenal, and I think he's not getting enough credit for the way he played this year. So I wouldn't be mad at a Jaylen Brown MVP, but it's just really interesting that this season we could be looking at a scenario. Obviously, I think Shai's not going to miss, 10 games. Or, I mean, he's not going to miss 4 of the next 7. So, like, I think he'll be fine and he'll play in enough to get in and he'll win it then. But it's just interesting. We could have looked at a scenario where the top 4 players who should have got MVP all were not eligible, which just diminishes the impact of the award, in my opinion. Which begs the question of what is the magic number of games played to remain eligible for awards?
Are you asking us like as a
Yeah. I want to know if you guys have like a number in mind
82.
to play in every game.
Oh, I thought there were 83.
No.
I don't know, 60? 55 or 60?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know basketball that much to really put my input in that one. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think it should be 58. Which I know is like not a round number or not a nice number in terms of like 82. But it's 70% of games. And I think
70%.
playing 70% of a season's games is enough to tell whether you should be in or out for an MVP. I think that's a solid number. I think it whittles out people who get like injured halfway through and miss 25 games. But it's still inclusive enough that like people like Wemby and Cade and Jokic and even Luka would have all still been considered at that point if it was 58 games, because all of them have played at least 58 games. It'll be interesting to see what they do. I know the league wants to take a look at it in the offseason, but we do have way more exciting offseason news that they're going to talk about. What do you guys think about NBA expansion?
What?
Going for
who would
the
expand?
The NBA wants to go from 30 to 32 teams.
I love it, by the way. I love that. Yeah, Seattle and Las Vegas.
Oh,
I love that
yeah.
idea.
Yeah, so the first one that would likely get it because they already have a stadium, they already have team history of having basketball there, and they have a fan base that wants their team back desperately, is Seattle. And
What do you
before
mean they
you
already
ask,
have a stadium? That stadium still exists?
yeah,
They didn't tear it
I
down.
don't think it's used. No, I don't think so. I'm
That's
pretty sure
crazy.
that thing's still up there.
That's crazy.
So anyway, before you ask, yes, if a team goes to Seattle, they would become the Seattle Supersonics. When OKC left Seattle to go become the Thunder, they negotiated a deal with the city of Seattle so that if a team comes to Seattle, um, OKC would cede ownership of all of the um, history, titles, and stats that went along when they were the Seattle Supersonics. So they would regain all their team history. And then two, currently the city of Seattle does hold the rights for all branding, logos, jerseys, and everything for the Seattle Supersonics, including the trademark for the name.
Okay.
So they retained ownership of that.
So, how would this work? Do they get draft compensation to build a team, or are they just sent off and fuck you free agency, figure it out?
Before I go into that, let me talk about the other likely destination for a team, which is Las Vegas. Obviously, money-rich environment, big market potential. Now, this does come with a problem, right? Both of those teams would be Western Conference teams, meaning we would have a 17-15 balance of Western to Eastern teams. So one team from the West would have to move over to the East. Likely, it's Minnesota, but it could also be a team like Memphis as another potential spot. But likely, it's Minnesota because they're kind of isolated.
Well,
I think
Memphis
they're like
is
680
pretty east,
miles.
is it not? Like, that's pretty eastern.
Yeah, but so
Tennessee
the problem is
pretty eastern.
yeah, but they have a concentration of Western teams that are already near Memphis, where the closest team to Minnesota is the Nuggets, which is 680 miles away. So like moving them to the east makes more sense than moving
That's fair, I
Memphis to the
guess.
east because it creates longer travel for the NBA. The other reason to expand, if the teams expand, like for example, say they agreed to expand and the two teams are going to get started next year, every NBA owner would automatically get a $500 billion check or $500 million check from the profit sharing of the team buying into the league. So the economics are starting to make sense where teams would get more money from allowing more teams in, even though they'd reduce their profit share overall. It would only be like 0.2%, honestly. But yeah, it's really interesting. I think it's good for basketball, getting new markets in there. Do you guys have any final thoughts? Would any of you, since you guys don't really have a super established basketball team, would any of you guys become
Yeah, I'd be a
Sonics
Supersonics fan. Yeah, it would be.
Supersonics,
Yeah,
or
yeah, I would
whatever
go.
Las Vegas ends up being?
I would go to the Supersonics 100%.
Wherever Joel Embiid is.
Well, looks like you're a
He's
Sixers
going to be a
fan
Sixer
the
for
whole entire
life, yeah.
Yeah, he's staying on the Sixers, buddy.
Brett, back to your question, how does expansion work? Let's say the NBA brings in two teams. They hold what is essentially an expansion draft. Teams can protect 8 players from their current roster who are not on expiring deals or two-way contracts. And then the remainder of players who are eligible to go into the expansion draft go into a pool, and then the teams essentially switch back and forth to fill up their 15-man roster from the available pool. And then both teams would be guaranteed a top, I think it's 8 selection or top 6 selection in the next in the upcoming NBA draft.
So in other words,
They
they're
better
going to
do
be
this quick,
mega
then.
ass for the first 5 years.
Isn't the draft in June? They better do this fucking.
Well, they're not going to
yesterday.
expand this year. So they'll propose expansion this offseason. If it gets approved, it would be more like They
Like a
plan. They
2028.
would search for buyers, right? They have to get buyers. Once they have buyers, then they would know when the season they would introduce them into the season. So it'd be more like 2028, 2030, around there before the team actually like comes into the league. But yes, essentially they would be installed. The expansion draft would happen before the actual draft. Then we would have the actual draft, and then they would be able to participate in free agency.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's just an interesting thought. I think it's time the NBA expanded. They've been at 30 teams for a while. Can anyone tell me what the last team to get added to the NBA was?
OKC?
The Thunder. Yeah.
Or was it is it technically the Hornets? Because they switched from the Pelicans to the
Pelicans. Yeah.
Hornets.
I'm not talking about
Or not
teams that
Pelicans,
existed to switch. I'm talking about the last expansion. Like teams that move
Memphis.
cities don't count.
Oh, expansion teams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
OKC.
No, because they technically moved from Seattle to OKC. Like they technically
Oh.
moved.
Yeah.
Portland.
Uh,
Toronto.
West Coast, East Coast? No, Toronto's been around for a while. East?
The Magic.
No,
Is it?
no. Toronto was added in '95. I mean, they've been around for a while now, but they
What
were.
about the Magic?
I'll tell you this:
What about the Kings?
Mavs, no. Kings, no. The. Do you guys just want me to tell you? I don't want to make you guess all
Yeah.
30 NBA teams. It was the
Magic?
Bobcats. Can anyone tell me the year?
Wait. Oh, I was kind of close. That's Charlotte. I was so
Yeah.
close.
1999.
No.
19.
2003.
2004.
Fuck.
Yeah, 2004 was the last NBA expansion, so it's probably time to add a couple other teams. I think it'd be awesome to expand the market. Basketball is becoming a global sport anyway, so it's time to give people some new teams to root for. I think it'll also help shake up some of the like talent balances in the league, like just bring in fresh faces and new places for teams to go. Obviously, a lot of players would be very interested in playing for both Seattle, right? Just because of the history, and they have a very loyal fan base, and also Las Vegas because of the big money. But that's all I've got for basketball. So we can do football.
Okay. Sorry, I just banned somebody.
Were they sending links again?
Well, one was a bot. The other guy pissed me off the other day. I mean, I don't really have much to talk about in football. I mean, there was an update in the case of. Hold on, let me get my fucking phone. There was a case, or there was an update in the case when Puka just straight up fucking bit somebody. Let's see, what was the update in that?
He is
So
a lovable person, let me tell you.
I respectfully can't fucking stand him.
Nobody can.
No, he has a lot of fans, and I hate it. I liked him his rookie year because he was not problematic, and then he just started going off the rails. He is speed running the Antonio Brown route. So the accuser has withdrawn her petition for a temporary restraining order, and dude, Mikey. And she is now pursuing a civil lawsuit. So she is no longer getting a restraining order against him. What does that mean? It means nothing. Dude, this is a slow news week. I got nothing to talk about. Like, the second biggest news was the fact that Tom Brady announced that he wanted to come back to the NFL, and then the NFL told him no.
I thought he said he was
Couldn't
happy
handle
with
it.
retirement.
He said that after they told him no. My brother is coping.
Yeah. They couldn't handle the fact that Tom Brady was going to come in there at like, 55 and just dominate. They were just too scared. They were like, we can't have Brady win another Super Bowl.
He's better than 15 quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Like
I agree.
right now,
Brady
right
could
now.
start on half of the teams right now, and it would be an upgrade.
Yep. I just thought that was
Looking at
interesting.
you,
Thinking,
Jets.
just thinking about. Well, speaking of the Jets,
And the Dolphins.
well, speaking of the Jets, Geno Smith was announced the Week 1 starter.
Yeah, I mean, who else were they going to start?
What do you mean? I actually don't know who. I don't know who their QB2 is right
Yeah. Did they inquire if Johnny
Hold on.
Football was available, or
now.
Case
Hold on.
Keenum might be roaming out there somewhere?
Brady Cook and Bailey Zappi.
Start Zappy. Get Zappy out there. I have a fondness for Bailey Zappi. I can't hate him. In the same way I can never hate Mac Jones, I cannot hate Bailey Zappi.
Your comment wide is crazy.
but
that wasn't me.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
but
that's not me.
it is kind of crazy to think about how I genuinely I think Tom Brady would elevate at least 15 teams in the NFL right now.
I put him over Herbert.
Really?
I think Tom Brady could take the Chargers to the playoffs and actually win a game, whereas Justin Herbert literally forgets how to throw a football every playoffs.
It's crazy because
Every time he
I
gets
don't
to the
think you're
playoffs.
entirely wrong.
Yeah, I think Tom Brady could take them further than Justin Herbert can.
In other news, I actually just saw this 2 hours ago. The Giants officially released. Matt, can you guess who?
Please tell me Emmett Neal. I know. I mean, I know they just signed
No,
him.
they
but
just
that'd be
fucking
funny.
signed him.
No, I know.
Gleyber
But
Torres.
I want him to be released.
Gleyber Torres.
Labor Torres.
Wrong spot.
Yeah,
I
that
want-
sounds about right.
I want the
they
Giants
released-
to release Evan Neal.
They released Graham Gano.
Oh,
Oh,
rip.
Oh,
Oh wow.
End of an era. Graham Gano was there for what, like 7 years?
He was there for a decent amount.
Yeah,
I
it was a
actually like
while.
Graham Gano. Rest in peace.
Yeah,
That's it. That's all I have to talk about.
Been another episode of Scratch That. We'll be back next week. Also check out our TikTok. Matt's been pumping those out. Interact with them. They're good. They're pretty fire edits, so we'd love some more engagement on those.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do like a little MLB The Show live stream one of these days. Who knows? We might get weird with it. But yeah. Let us know. Let us know who you think's winning the championship now that we're down to the final four.
Oh, Will has a great insight on who's gonna win. You know, he was giving us all of his opinions on TikTok.
And all right.
Fucking
That's it.
loser.
perfect fucking fly out. What the fuck are we talking about?
All right. Well, I'm pulling a white.